It's John Pollock here alongside Jimmy Corderas. Coming up this Sunday night, the WWE returns to pay-per-view internationally, WWE Network in the United States with Extreme Rules, and it will be headlined by Daniel Bryan defending the WWE Championship against Kane. Surprised that they went this direction, Jimmy, because you had all of this towards Daniel Bryan, culminating at WrestleMania, but it feels like they really didn't have that opponent that was ready for Daniel Bryan coming out of WrestleMania.
Yeah, I think Kane is going to be that guy. It's a bridge between whoever's going to be the next, big contender to the World Heavyweight Championship. People are speculating that it's going to be eventually Brock Lesnar. I could see that happening, but I don't see it happening probably until SummerSlam.
It seems like you do have a lot of options if you're the WWE right now. On that heel side, you have Bray Wyatt playing off of the Royal Rumble finish. You can always go back to that John Cena match that I thought got over tremendously well at SummerSlam. You mentioned Brock Lesnar, which I would hold off for a while. I don't want to see Brock Lesnar lose to anyone, and I don't know if you want to put the title on Lesnar either, given kind of the limitations you have with him. And as well, even if you have to get through some months, I think Sheamus could completely be shopped around as a heel and get out of the spot he's in right now, where he's really just faded into the background.
Yeah, and again, tying it back to WrestleMania 28, the 18 seconds.
Exactly.
It'd be a perfect scenario.
So Daniel Bryan, I think this should just be a clean finish. There's a part of me that worries this is just going to be the no contest to build to some gimmick match the prior month, which they love to do sometimes when a program is initiated and you have that quick pay-per-view, but we'll find out on Sunday night. The Evolution and Shield, they are going to be having a six-man tag. This has almost been promoted as the main event of the show, but what have you thought thus far of the build and how this has positioned the Shield, who, since they flipped them over, there's very little negative to say about the Shield since they were called up in 2012.
Yeah, these guys are hot as a pistol, and they're connecting. Their chemistry there is fantastic. And, they had no choice but to turn them babyface because that's what the crowd wanted. You were going to get that reaction from them. So against Evolution, I know people are complaining, we've seen these guys before. It's a 10-year-old act. But I like the regrouping of all the former world champions. What did they say? 33 world championships among them. It gives them credibility, and also they're acting classic heel with the cowering away and having the stage set up with 11 mid-carders, let's be honest. But still, they're pulling out reinforcements to help them against the Shield. I like where this is going, and I think it's going to be something to get the Shield over huge.
And I think it was something necessary, especially for Randy Orton and maybe to a lesser degree Batista, that when they were really positioned as your main event for WrestleMania prior to Bryan getting involved, it was almost like this was too much that the audience didn't want them in this high profile of a role. And here in Evolution, I think that Batista and Orton work off each other very, very well in the limited time we've seen them in tag scenarios. Now, after Extreme Rules, Dave Batista is not scheduled for any appearances for some time. He probably could be taking some time off. So is this as simple as Roman Reigns spears Batista and they get the win? Where do you see this ending up on Sunday?
Well, there could be, again, conflict amongst the Evolution members. Maybe Randy Orton and Batista get into a little something, which causes them to lose, and maybe Roman Reigns with the spear, and we see a triple powerbomb to take him out, maybe through an announce table, something like that.
As you put your booking cap on, what is the ultimate match coming out of this? It seems that they're teasing Roman Reigns and Triple H, certainly Roman Reigns, earmarked to be the breakout star at some point. He has everything that this company loves, and the crowd has responded to him very well, and it's just a matter of time before that breakout happens for him.
I think that's the right direction to go in. I mean, we had that stare down with them a couple of weeks ago where him and Hunter were face to face and got a great reaction from the crowd. He's the breakout guy. I mean, going into it, we didn't think he was going to be the guy. I mean, he's surprisingly really caught on with the fans. Huge babyface coming out of this, and I like it.
And final thing, recent call-up, Paige, who wins the Divas title her first night against AJ. She will take on Tamina this Sunday at Extreme Rules. What have you thought so far of Paige since she was coming up? Very hard when you put the title on her. That's your first impression, and it's kind of, okay, well, what's step two?
Exactly, because there's nowhere to go after that. There's no upward momentum. It's always downhill from there because you debuted as champion. I didn't like the fact that she came in cold. At least have a few, vignettes. I mean, last week we got to see a little video package to find out who she is after the fact.
Right.
But this opens up some new possibilities, some new challengers for her. So hopefully it spruces up the Divas division a little.
It is WWE Extreme Rules coming up this Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. Immediately after, tune into Live Audio Wrestling at 11 Eastern. We will be joined live by Jim Ross on the show. We'll be chatting about Extreme Rules. TSN 1050 Toronto. You can also listen live at liveaudiowrestling.com.